my cup.
Well, good afternoon, because it is afternoon here. Welcome to the Great Area Podcast, the show where two regular guys dive into everything from sports to movies, current events, and whatever else comes to mind, with a healthy dose of humor and unfiltered opinions. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Travis. Whether you're here for a laugh, a hot take, or just to hang out, we got you covered.
And today we're going to dive into who are we and why are you even watching us right now? Right, Travis?
Why?
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 Yeah, because we're just two regular Joes on the street who are just regular guys.
I'm Travis. Yep, you said Joe. I'm Travis.
Oh, yeah. Travis and Joe. Brooks, Joe, Bobby.
No.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Travis, I'm going to start off asking you a question, and you can just, bounce it back, and I'll rebound and shoot a three and drain
I like it. I'm going to screw this up a few times,
well,
most likely.
That's expected because, we're two regular Joes. So, Travis, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you, dude?
First off, everybody needs a crazy friend that convinces them to do a podcast. So thanks for being that guy.
Yep.
Who I am, 42.
Dang.
Old. 3 kids, 23-year-old, 16-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So
Okay, you got the gauntlet there.
yeah, married. My wife Stephanie and I have been married for a year and a half. So I work for an insurance company.
Okay.
And I work from the house most of the time, which is nice now because for the last 5 years I've traveled pretty much nonstop. So that'd be a good thing to talk about at some point, is all the fun things you see at airports and
Oh, yeah.
all the things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lived all over the state of Texas, never anywhere outside of Texas, but all over the state of Texas. And I don't know. I try to focus on every day, like, what can I do a little bit better, right? That's
Sure.
just the kind of person I am. Just push a little bit further forward and figure things out. I am always told that I'm terrible about selling myself, so this is being highlighted right now. But yeah, that's who I am.
Okay. So, just a quick second here. What makes you tick, brother? What makes you go out every day, work your butt off for your family, for everybody? Everybody that you touch, you enlighten, you bring joy. What is it that makes you tick?
So the easy and serious answer to that is I'm one of those people that I look in the mirror and I think never good enough, right? Whatever you did today is not good enough, right? And whether it's, getting out of debt or getting, more fit or, whatever, being a better dad, being a better friend, being a better husband, all those things, I wake up every morning, I'm like, man, didn't do a good job of that yesterday. Got to do better today, right? So that's what makes me tick. That's on the serious side. On the fun side, it's life short, right? Like, figure out something that you enjoy to do and go freaking do it. That's what it is.
Well, good. I've known you for a couple years now, would you say? And it all started with Little League Baseball. You were the opposing coach of my team, and I just tell you, first off, I didn't like you.
True. Same. I loved your personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were rivals, not necessarily bad rivals, but
Yeah.
you were on the other side of the diamond, and so you were the enemy, bro.
Little League serious.
It is here in Texas.
Serious. Yeah.
I'm telling you what, these kids are getting drafted in Little League.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Exactly.
So, that could be something we talk about because we both had experience Little League Baseball, youth baseball, and we could talk about the parents, we could talk about the umpires, we could talk about the coach, we could talk about the kids.
Yeah. I will tell you this, though. Some of the best experiences and best friends I've ever had come from baseball.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well,
So-
hence this relationship right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Except, getting back into that, how we know each other, we were rivals or enemies on the field, and then we became coaches together.
Yeah.
At the select level.
Yeah, I decided when I saw you and one of your teams in the terrible uniforms that you decided on, I was like, you know what? This guy needs help.
Yeah.
So it was really out of the goodness of my heart that I decided to be your friend. So you're welcome.
Yeah, and thanks for the slight at my uniforms, but they were picked by all of the kids, and
You could tell.
they were fun. They were a lot of fun. So let me just paint the picture for you out there. If you're listening, just imagine, okay, purple uniforms, all right? We were called the Southside Legends because we're the south side of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
and we had the pinstripes, and that's probably where a lot of that comes from. Is you're not a pinstripe guy.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm an Astros guy. Pinstripes are evil empire.
Well, yeah, that's the Yankees, right?
But on these uniforms, you didn't paint the picture all the way. You had Old English letters.
Yes, that's Southside, bro.
Southside Legends.
Yeah, it was definitely old English.
For a team of very pasty children and coaches. No street cred.
Yeah, no, we were not gangsta, but we looked gangsta.
Yeah.
Our unis.
Sure.
So we ended up joining forces and coaching on a team called the Bay Area Bolts.
Yeah.
With our good friend JD. Shout out JD.
And Corey.
And Corey. Yeah. And
And
Corey.
Todd.
And Todd actually will be a guest on the show eventually.
There was a lot of us.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that was what really just ramped up the camaraderie, the friendships, was all of us being out there on the field and getting mad at each other and then loving each other and having fun outside of baseball.
And losing.
And, losing really brought us close.
Yeah.
But that just made the winning even more better.
That's right.
Is that more better? It made it
Mo
funner.
better.
Mo better, mo problems.
I like it.
Anyway, so through those times, we got to know each other. Travis is a hilarious guy. You're going to find that out on this podcast. And always, it's never a dull moment. It's always laughs, and we have a lot of fun. So that's why I wanted to bring this podcast together, because there's no time like the present. Bam! Look at that. Look at us. And might as well just get out there, share our personalities with the people, and just get some feedback and have fun during this journey.
Yeah. So you asked me about me.
Yeah.
And I did an amazingly horrible job butchering me. So what about you?
What about me?
Tell everyone who doesn't know you about you.
Well, that's not many, but so I'm a transplant here in Texas. I come from small town Indiana, and traveled to West Texas, lived in West Texas, worked in the oil field for a little bit. Married my wife Shayna. We've been married together now, 14 years, and we have 3 kids: 21-year-old Zoe, 16-year-old Braden, and 13-year-old Bryce. And can't forget Murray. We got a dog, miniature golden doodle, Murray.
Yeah, gotta love the golden doodles.
Yeah, you got a golden doodle.
I've got 2.
You got 2
A
golden
full
doodles.
size and a mini.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't bother to tell the people about them?
No. But I love them.
Yeah. My dog's more important to us, I guess. Anyways, been in the sales industry my whole life, kind of like you. Speaking of the devil, there he is hopping through the kitchen.
One of the kids or Murray?
Murray.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just been a journey getting to Texas. We're here south of Houston. Loving life, man. My motto is memories. Okay, memories are what drive us and keep us living.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to create as many memories for myself, my family, my kids, the people around me, friends, and I want us to all have a good time, because we're not here for a long time. Shout out to George Strait.
Yeah.
With that song, but that's really it. And then I'll just take your question from you. What makes me tick is
What makes you tick?
Oh, I already took it. is actually enjoying life, providing for my family, of course, and being on the journey not by myself. Okay, so your life is your life, but your life is so much more with others around you.
Yeah.
Right. So, especially my kids, my family, and my friends. If I'm not going to have any of that around me, it's just not going to make life interesting.
It's lonely without
Very.
a lot of those people.
Yeah. So, I think, you got to have those people around you to just enjoy life and be ready for the next day.
Yeah.
And some of you may know me from social media. I do Bobby Strings. I do a lot of dumb stuff. That's my shenanigans. And you're going to see him from time to time, maybe on this podcast, maybe in ads, maybe somewhere in the swimming pool with a Speedo on. But I don't take life serious, man. There are times where you have to take life serious, but I try to stay lighthearted, because if not, I'm going to die early.
That's one of my favorite things about you it makes me shake my head a lot. I'm like, man, Brooks. But again, at the end of the day, like everything you do is with the best intentions.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything you do is typically for somebody else, which is really cool. You're always asking how else can we help or what else can we do, and you're creative. You're super creative. You're the guy I call when I've got a problem that I can't figure something out. I'm like, I gotta call Brooks. He'll know something about it, and typically the answer's right there. So credit to you on that.
Thank you.
And how you live life. It's awesome.
Thank you. As well to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause for a break from one of our sponsors, so stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. What's up, y'all? I'm Bobby Strangs, and welcome to Buckaroo's Country Store, where city folks pretend to be country. Need a horse? Need a bag of feed? Need a cowboy hat that you'll wear exactly one time? We got it all, and we ain't slightly judging you for thinking flannel makes you a little bit rustic. We got snacks so country, there's no ingredients on the package. It just says Grandma's recipe. Candles that smell like freedom. And a hint of cow. Chickens all over the parking lot outside. Are they ours? Who knows? Finders keepers. Whether you're here for a tractor part or just to Instagram yourself holding a homemade jar of pickles, Buckaroo's is your one-stop shop for all things country, quirky, and questionably practical. Swing by Buckaroo's Country Store, where you'll leave with a smile, a mystery item, and a story to tell. I'm Bobby Strangs. Love each other. All right, we're back. The Gray Area Podcast. Thanks to our sponsors. We're going to dive into a little bit of sports because that's what all of us guys love.
Yeah.
Not all of us, but most of us.
Should.
It should. So let's talk about it. What do you got for us?
Let's talk about national championships.
Ooh, I think I can
Since
dive into that.
you're a Notre Dame fan, sorry to bring it up, but
That's you know what? This thing is over. We had a great year.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so Ohio State, Notre Dame played for the Natty, because we can't say the national championship. We got to say the Natty. And it was a hard-fought game. Man, I tell you what. I know you only watched 10 minutes of it because you're not a Notre Dame guy or an Ohio State guy, which is fine.
Yeah, my Longhorns were out. So.
Yeah, you checked out.
Bye.
Yeah. So, but hold on. Before we jump into that Notre Dame game, Steve Sarkisian ruined that for you guys.
There was some poor decisions
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
But loyalties were followed.
Yeah.
And lessons were learned.
Yeah.
And next year will be amazing.
Next year should be great for the Longhorns.
Yeah.
My thought process was why do we keep Quinn in there on like 1st and 1?
That's what everyone's asking. And I don't know, maybe Ohio State was expecting the opposite. And so he was doing reverse psychology.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
No, I mean you have a Manning on your sideline who's a beast, by the way.
Yeah.
And has taken that play all year long and ran that sucker in for 6.
Note to self, not a Cowboys fan, but Manning will be a Cowboy year after next because that's why they hired the crappy coach they just hired.
Oh,
so then they can lose and get the number 1 pick and then
ooh.
Yeah.
The script is real.
Take that one. Take that one, buddy.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, Manning is a beast, and I was hoping he was going to transfer and come to Notre Dame because the talk was that Quinn was going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not happening because now he's going pro. But on to more important things like my Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they played Ohio State. What was the final score? It was
34-23.
34-23.
Ohio State.
Ohio State,
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But listen, the first drive of that game was miraculous. I mean, like, there was a ton of, they took off like 11 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
It was like the longest drive in history. And Riley Leonard put that all on his shoulders.
There's an old Chinese proverb that is, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Is that how that goes?
I think so.
And it rang true in this Natty, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame did not lay down because after that drive, they stalled out. And Ohio State just looks so dominant. They have so many 5-star guys on there. And their roster cost $20 million.
That's it?
That's it. Notre Dame's roster was like 4.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's also some big controversy on should they be allowed to pay for their roster?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But now Notre Dame has 20 million to themselves because they're an independent,
Yep.
and all y'all anti-independent people can just leave it in the comments
They could
because I'm not
scrape
going
the
to read
gold
it.
off the helmets and pay the players. Like, there's always something to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
They could have done that because they are the most iconic helmets in college football.
Ooh.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go with that.
Yeah. I mean, who else has all gold with a little hint of gold in it?
If Oregon would stick
Yeah.
with a pattern,
One.
just because they have some great ones, but they're like one and done.
Their chrome ones are pretty dope.
I think that's the ones I was thinking of. Was the chrome ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't wear them all the time. That's kind of not something that's been
Right.
a constant through the years.
That's a solid take. Notre Dame has the most iconic helmet in college football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us in the comments who you think has the most iconic helmet in football, because we want to know. And don't come at me with that independent stuff. If you do, I'm not reading it.
Notre
But
Dame's smart for doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, they're smart for doing that. Actually, it makes me like them better.
Yeah.
Because if you look, everyone else is just jumping around, moving conferences and combining, and they're trying to pull the money, and Notre Dame's like, no, we're good.
Well, that contrary to belief, majority of people don't like Notre Dame because they're independent. So, that's just, think about it financially. They've got the NBC deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're set, and then with them getting into the playoffs, they made $20 million in the playoffs just for themselves. Ohio State made $20 million for the Big Ten. Now they have to split that amongst all the Big Ten teams, and then the more teams that come into these conferences, that payout gets lower.
What are we gonna get to? Like 4 major conferences is what it's gonna end up moving into.
Pretty much.
And Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame, yes. I mean, shoot, why don't we have an independent champion? You know what I mean? If you guys want a championship game, we'll take independents on. Who else? Navy? Army? No
I don't
slight
even
to
know
those
what
guys.
to say to that whole comment.
Well,
but
I'm just saying that's what people are saying is that they should have to have that extra game, because Notre Dame did have an extra week off at the end of the season because they did not have a conference championship game.
I could be wrong. I don't know the details of it, but doesn't every school have the ability to maybe pull that and be independent?
Yes, I believe so. It's just that they can't afford it, and that's how Notre Dame is independent, because they have the NBC deal, which helps pay for things.
Yeah.
So some of these other schools, which I still think that they could do it, like Alabama, Texas. Texas has the Longhorn Network.
Yeah.
But it's not nationwide. So, anyways, that we could get into a long rant on that. But the end of the story is the Natty was won by Ohio State. Congratulations, Ohio State. I'm proud of the boys. They fought back. They made it a game at the end.
It was a great year. I didn't think Notre Dame had a shot at the beginning of the year. Stephanie and I had a chance. We were in Indiana early in the year, and I think it was second, third game of the season. We had a chance to go to a Notre Dame game because we were right there.
Yeah.
And we decided not to. Like, it was going to be last minute. We were like an hour drive away.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go for the atmosphere and like check it out. I don't go to many college games. It's probably been 20 years since I've been to a college game. And I was kicking myself that we didn't go. I was like, man, that would have been so cool, especially since they made it. I'm mad because if Texas would have beaten Ohio State, I think it could have been a better game. I think Texas would have still won, but I think it would have been a better game. Ohio State was just dominant.
Well, definitely, I will say that the talent was on that side of the bracket. I mean, you had Oregon, Texas, Ohio State. I'm going to tell you, you missed out on an opportunity to see touchdown Jesus, the Grotto. I mean, that campus is beautiful.
Well, the good news is Stephanie's family's up there.
Yeah.
So we go, usually at least once a year. So that's something I think that we can put on the bucket list and
for sure
probably get knocked out this next year. I want to go. That area, I know you said that you're from there, everything else. Texas is amazing.
Oh,
right? I'll never say anything bad about Texas. Going up there, like, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, sure.
And I know that's a complete subject change, but just saying that, like, talking about Notre Dame and all that, that area is amazingly gorgeous.
Yeah, it has its own style. I mean, it's completely different than Texas.
Yeah.
But, so I got to go actually to the A&M Notre Dame game up here at College Station for the first game of the year, and it was electric. Let me just tell you, the A&M stadium is so loud. Those fans are ruthless and do not stop the whole game. It was probably the loudest environment I've ever been in.
See, that's sad. I've only been to one A&M game, and it was in like 2001.
Oh, wow.
I need to go again.
So after that game, I have a jersey from Jack Kaiser, who's the middle linebacker for Notre Dame. He's like super senior, and he's going to go pro this coming draft. My buddy Troy is friends with him and his family, so we got to go after the game back to the buses. It was really cool. He autographed my jersey. We got pictures, and then a few weeks later, this is a kind of a awesome story. I mean, this part isn't awesome, but what happened was my friend Rob, whom I work with, has a child that has cancer. And he was actually at the Iowa Children's Hospital, one that overlooks the stadium. And me and Troy bought a Notre Dame football, a white one, and gave it to Jack Kaiser, and he had the whole team sign it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we sent it to Benny. Benny's his name. We sent it to Benny, and he was in the hospital, and he got to open it up and look at it. And, we could just put a smile on that kid's face for just 1 minute. It was totally worth it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, a lot of good things coming from Notre Dame. Let's pivot to the NFL.
Pivot's one of my favorite words, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's dive into that. We got the Super Bowl coming up in a month, okay? February 9th, actually. And we've got a few teams that are vying for it right now. We have the Chiefs and Bills in a matchup. And then we have the Eagles and the Commanders.
Super pumped. I am 100% on board with Commanders for the rest of the season.
I'm a fan. I mean, the way they dismantled the Lions, the number 1 seed, and the Lions look great this year.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Jane Daniels is amazing. He's really good. The fact that in his agreement for his contract, like they had to adopt VR training is what a lot of people are crediting to like his quick twitch and how fast he is thinking.
Yeah.
I love the Commanders. They're just gritty.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I really didn't watch them much this year. I just saw a lot of highlights of Jaden Daniels, of course. I don't know if I could tell you anybody else on that team other than Jaden. An LSU guy came from Brian Kelly era at LSU, which I'm going to nix on Brian Kelly because I'm a Notre Dame fan. And he had Jaden Daniels. He had all kinds of studs that did nothing. Anyways, let's keep going on. I could go off on a tangent. The Eagles, though, kind of seem injury rampant.
Yeah, they're coming into a tough part of just injuries in the bad part of the season, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to have enough ammo to deal with the Commanders.
I don't either. And did you watch the Rams-Eagles game?
Yeah.
It was a blizzard.
Yeah.
Here in Texas, we got 3 inches, and they call that a blizzard. That was nuts. All the stuff that was going on in that game. It was really cool to watch. It kind of reminded me back in the old days when you had the Snowmageddon games and stuff like that with the Pittsburgh Steelers and stuff. But very, very good game.
Eagles aren't in this game without Saquon.
No, Saquon is a beast. Absolutely.
It's Philadelphia. Everything's cold. You get it. This is what you get a running back like that for.
Yes.
If they get past the Commanders, it's going to be on Saquon's back. Right. And then if they get to the Super Bowl, I think they can go toe-to-toe with either the Bills or the Chiefs.
The Eagles, you say?
Mm-hmm. If they get there. They've got to get past the Commanders, but I think their style is going to match up really well with the AFC.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it all depends on what the weather's like because this game is in Philadelphia, so it's going to be cold. Even though it's cold for the Commanders in Washington, but I just feel like the Eagles are just a cold team and can produce in the cold.
Yeah.
So, on the other side, okay, we just watched the Chiefs-Texans.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah. We're not even, we could jump into that, but that was hard for the Texans were studs this year. And they kind of were mid most of the season, and then they hit the playoffs, and they kicked it into another gear.
Maybe an unpopular decision or opinion. Firing Bobby Slowick.
Yeah.
Yesterday or the day before. Like, I love that. The D'Amico Ryans is not the guy that's like, I'll settle. We'll give it one more year.
Yeah, no.
He's like, nope, didn't work. Pull the plug. Bye.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Yeah, rip the Band-Aid off.
And Bobby Slowick, he was great CJ's first year, right?
Yeah.
And the offensive line was terrible.
Yes.
This year, offensive line was terrible again, but Slowick he wasn't creative. He wasn't ready. Like, these teams have tape on CJ.
Right.
And they have tape on Slowick.
Yeah.
And then now, all of a sudden, it's not working.
Yeah.
Kelly better not come to Houston.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor about it, and it could have just been talk on Twitter or something.
Chip Kelly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of him in the pros, anyways. But that game, the refs, whoever that plays the Chiefs which is going to be the Bills. You know, you gotta beat the refs.
Yeah. I'm all Bills on this one.
I am too. Well, the Bills Ravens game was a good one, so let's just chat about that. Did you watch that?
I did not.
Okay, so
Highlights.
yeah, highlights. It was actually a back and forth game.
27-25, right?
Yeah. So Andrews dropped a easy pass in the end zone for when they were going for two. Would have tied the game.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, heartbreaker.
That poor guy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What do? You can't catch them all. And the game. I saw a clip from Lamar talking to Andrews after that because Andrews was absolutely pissed off and mad. And Lamar came over and said, "Listen, we're a team, dude.
Yeah.
We didn't lose this game because you dropped that."
I like Lamar. He's hell of a leader, great football player.
Absolutely.
He doesn't get enough credit. I think some people give him credit, right? And they live on, but just the fact that he hasn't got to the Super Bowl to win it and everything.
Right.
Dude's amazing.
Well, they added Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And that dude's a beast.
Oof.
So I mean, they're going to be at this game, NFC Championship, if not close to the Super Bowl every year if they have, as long as they can do it before they get old.
Yeah.
I
mean, you saw it with the four in the AFC, with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, and the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to be.
Oh, absolutely.
For a while.
Yes.
The next level is not.
No.
It's not there.
That's like what they had: the Broncos, the Steelers, Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next level's not there. Harbaugh's the best thing going for the Chargers. But outside of that, it's those four teams. I did see a fun stat the other day, and I can't repeat it fully, but when it comes to like roughing the passer stuff, right? I know we're talking about the Chiefs thing, but Josh Allen with the Bills, gets more.
Oh, really?
So, if you're talking about refs' favorites and quarterbacks that know how to play it up and do all that, Josh Allen might be able to match Mahomes tit for tat on who's doing the best LeBron impression.
Who's flopping the best?
Yeah.
So the one thing that I saw in the Texans game with Mahomes was he was baiting it.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. Like he would run to the sideline and then slow down, wait for a hit, and then go out.
I don't like it when they're playing the Texans, but I'm not mad about it. Mahomes is amazing.
Oh, he is.
Like if it's within the rules and you're figuring out a way, like hidden ball trick in baseball, do you hate it? I mean, it's within the rules.
I hate it when it's done against us.
But when you pull it off, it's like you just won the World Series, right? So, yeah, I don't like the way that game turned out. I don't like the calls. Yes, I think it was very one-sided.
Yeah.
But I'm also a fan of the Texans.
Right.
And if the Texans were doing it to the Chiefs, I would be like,
yeah, what?
Do something about it.
What? Yeah. So that leads us into the Chiefs-Bills, which is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. It always is every time they play each
Over, under, what do you think?
I think it's 80, over 80?
A combined score, over, under. Do you think it's 80 points?
No.
40 each team?
No, but I say the over-under is at 55. I think it's over.
Definitely over that. I'm just saying, like, I think it's going to be extremely high scoring.
I think so, too.
I don't know what the weather is going to be like in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, I don't either. I don't know.
Cold?
Yeah. Well, the Bills play in the cold anyways.
Yeah. But it would slow down.
Oh, yeah, the air attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the scoring. Yeah, I don't know, but that all comes out January 26th. Both of these matchups are going to be a good one, and I'll be glued to the TV watching them. And then we'll have the Super Bowl February 9th.
Yeah. I'm pumped. I think we need to talk later on the next one about Super Bowl foods.
Oh.
Because I love the football. It's great.
Yeah.
Commercials are better.
Yeah.
Typically. The food, I'm a fatty. I'm a big back. And I get so excited about food holidays, and the Super Bowl is not a football holiday. It's a food holiday. Thanksgiving's a food holiday.
Yeah. Right.
Saturday's a food holiday. Yeah. So I want to talk about Super Bowl food, and especially like if people can put on their Super Bowl foods.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Comment your Super Bowl foods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we get into next week's episode, we'll dive into the foods. So be thinking about foods as that comes up. We have a a few other things that are going to be coming your way. We'll have a few guests on the show as we roll through these things. I've got a good buddy who's NASA, who's like a firefighter at NASA, who's really cool. We'll drop names later, but
I don't know anyone famous, so
Well-
I can, like, JD can come on here, Corey can come on here,
Yeah,
Todd
Todd.
can come on. My circle's small.
Well, don't worry. I know some famous
Okay,
people.
good deal.
You know,
You think Kaiser would come on?
well, maybe.
What else he got going?
But I do know Mueldy Moore.
I don't know who that is.
What? Mueldy Moore. He was the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Won a Super Bowl with the Steelers.
Oh,
Yeah, he
his
also played
son
for the
played
Colts.
for you, right?
Yeah,
I remember
little
that.
Mueldy Moore played
Yeah.
for me on my little league baseball team. Yeah, I got some hookups.
You know some people.
Hey, I know people who know people
Kind
too.
of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
Well, you know, when you're on TikTok and you got 11,000 followers, you just know people.
Is that how many you're up to?
Yes. Can you believe
That's
my
a lot.
stupid shenanigans have that many followers on TikTok?
Can I believe it? Yes. I can believe it. But that's a lot. I got a whole other question I got to ask at some point. Like, when do you start getting paid for that?
Ask it. Well, that's funny that you ask because I just signed in with a talent agency yesterday.
You have an agent?
I have a talent agency. I do have an agent now because I'm trying to get
That's
paid.
a flex.
Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I just do what I'm finding out. So it's an exciting run. I mean,
That's really cool.
I got a cousin who's got like I don't know 100,000 followers on TikTok, and she got hers from my grandma sold her house before she passed away, and she was a hoarder, and she started posting her cleaning up the hoarding house, and she has articles from the UK that are doing articles on her and stuff, and there's also some people that said she made $1 million off the house, which is not true. But anyways, she's gained a lot of followers because there's a lot of people into hoarding.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole show about it,
True,
which is
true.
amazing. I love watching it. But yeah, you cleaning up a hoarding house, I would watch it. The guy that weed eats and mows.
Oh, I love those.
Like,
When he does them for free?
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I am addicted to watching those, and he does power washing now too.
Oh, that's
Also
cool.
addicted to watching those.
Yeah, that's the OCD because you get the perfect
Yeah.
cut. You get to watch the pressure washer take it off. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was doing a back patio like a month ago, and I was gonna do just a section because there was a party, and then that section turned into just one more section,
Right.
and then like 4 hours later, I was like, well,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done with the whole
Yes.
thing. So
Well, I tell you what, we've kind of taken a tangent onto social media stuff, TikTok and stuff. But why not? Who cares? This is just whatever, right?
So when do you get paid? That was the question. When do you get
well,
paid?
I'm hoping I start to monetize soon. I'll find out more as I go through this process with this talent agency. But they help you with live, so eventually our show will be live on TikTok. And you want to follow us on TikTok? Well, follow me on TikTok because he doesn't have one. Oh, you do have one.
I do have one.
You just don't do anything with it.
No.
I'm Backwards Hat Dad, hence the Backwards Hat.
I don't know what I am, but I'll figure that out and tell you.
Shout out. But yeah, like I said, it's coming, man, and it's been 4 years since I started this, and I started it just to have fun with the kids,
Yeah.
because it was the new thing, and it went from like, oh shoot, I got 50 followers. Oh shoot, I've got 100, 500, 1,000, and when I hit 1,000, my kids thought I was famous.
I mean, that's pretty famous.
Yeah, well, you think I didn't have no clue. I'm just like, how does 1,000 people want to follow and watch what I do? And I was just doing stuff like stupid dad stuff, like hanging out with the kids and just cracking jokes, kind of like what we're gonna do here.
Right.
And then it hit 1,000, 5,000, and then it hit 10,000. I was stuck at 10,000 for a long time, and now I've only gained 1,000 since then. But when I hit 10,000. Man, my kids just were like, holy cow, Dad, you are TikTok famous. Do you know anybody famous that you can bring to the house and hang out? Can you introduce me? Can I talk to? Stuff like that. And it's just been a really cool ride.
So that'd probably be a good topic at some point to talk about, because guys like me,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I still favor MySpace. Right?
Yeah,
You could open up my page and I could
You
choose
top-
a song.
You top 8 friends?
Yeah, like that was cool. Tom?
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Tom.
buddy.
So that's where I'm stuck. I am learning more about some of it, but I don't know how all of it works. So that'd probably be a good topic just to kind of talk about
Sure.
how to do those things. And
Yeah, that we can put that in a podcast in the future, dive a little deeper into that. Also, as we go through this process of this podcast, if you guys want us to talk about something or you just have good topics for us to chat about, shoot them in the comments, or hit us up on social media. Facebook, we're at the Gray Area Podcast on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X now, because Elon Musk has changed it. And that is the Gray A Podcast on X. We will
Gray
A. Yeah, and so reach out to us at those two social medias right now. We'll be adding, maybe an Instagram if Travis likes to take pictures and show his booty a little bit, show a little leg, and because that's what happens on Instagram.
You show booty and leg?
Yeah, that's it. And cleavage, and,
Got that.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then what else is there? Oh, YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're going to be posting these on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. So please, if you need to share something, you need to like something, we would appreciate it. And definitely share with a friend, because God knows he needs it. He needs to hear what we have to say.
Oh, your friend. I thought you looked at me. I thought you were like, and he needs a friend. I was like,
Well,
I thought you were my friend. I don't know how many I need.
He already told you he has a small circle.
Yeah.
He needs a friend as well.
I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies any day.
Bingo. I like that.
Yeah.
That's some material for you to take home.
Write that on a postcard.
Write it down. Tweet it. He said it first, Travis. So we're going to pause for another quick break from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bobby Strings, and I got something for you. Are you tired of your feline friends staring at you, looking at you like, you really want me to poop in that? Well, I've got the next best thing for you. Introducing Perfect Poop Kitty Litter. It's the only litter that'll make your cat feel like it is pooping on a 5-star beach in the Bahamas. Clumps like a dream, let me tell you. You'll think you're digging out gold nuggets. And the odor? It's so good. Even your nosy neighbors will be popping in for a smell. And it's dust-free. So, your cat already gets that dust flinging up in the air, and you got to sneeze through that. And the best part is it's so good, you might even try it yourself. I'm not going to say I haven't, but maybe I have. Who knows? Anyways, treat yourself, your nose, and your cat to the best kitty litter. It's called Perfect Poop Kitty Litter, because your furry friends deserve the best. Available now wherever fancy cats shop and fancy people. I'm Bobby Strings. Love each other.
Welcome back to the Gray Area Podcast. If you've enjoyed this show, make sure to subscribe to all of our social medias. Leave us a review. Share it with your friends. And you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, The Gray Area Podcast, X, The Gray A Podcast. And, just check us out, share it, do all that good stuff. And in the meantime, love each other.
Keep it real, keep it funny, and keep talking to each other.